next episode of Waifu Wars. Don't worry who I am, because it doesn't matter who I am, because I'm not nearly as fucked as Pecorine is. Trubidu.
And I am that swordsman who has mastered the art of falling out a window, Soberoni.
And welcome back to the next episode of Waifu Wars, where we talk about all things anime. All things anime, the good, the bad, the weeb, and the what? Well, not your waifu, cause she's trash. I'm tired, y'all. I'm sorry.
We'll eventually get that catchphrase.
No,
down.
I got it down. I'm just really tired. Like, let me tell you, the 20 to 30 minutes of sleep that I got before we did this were like some of the best sleep I've gotten in my life. I was like, this is, like, I felt like there's between 9 and 9:10. It felt like I was asleep for like 25 minutes, and I was like, oh my god, it's only 9:10. Yes, I love my perception of time right now. It's amazing.
It must be nice. Meanwhile, I like walked out my room to get a coffee, and I come back and I'm like, oh my god, 2 hours passed.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, remember Oni's like, yeah, I'm just gonna go get a water and coffee. I'm like, oh, okay, so I can do whatever I want. Got it. Basically, I'm free to do anything and everything. So yeah, I'm just tired as fuck. I don't even think I went to bed went to bed that late last night, but I did get woken up early. So yeah, I guess it kind of negates itself. But oh well, I'm a little bit more awake now. I think that's just the Red Bull speaking, but that's okay.
And I got my coffee.
All right. Yes, come on, substances that keep us awake against our nature.
Yes.
All right. So with that being said, let's get started with our new segment this week in anime. This has been one of those weeks where it's not even a slim picking. It's just like, I am tired. This is a really good article. I feel like I want to link it because it's like important.
We'll
for
save
any
it
YouTubers.
for next time.
Yes.
We'll do a whole filler arc and everything on it, because that's like a whole. We could do a podcast in and of itself on that news.
Right, because it's so important. Got you. Oh, that is a good idea. That could be our filler arc. Got it. Boom. But for now, you're gonna get hit with this little itty bitty bit of news. According to Anime News Network, the GLAAD Media Awards announced on January 19th that it has nominated the Power Rangers franchise's Power Rangers Dino Fury for its Outstanding Kids and Family Programming Award.
Man, we really scraped the bottom of the barrel for news.
No, first of all, I'm just like, wait, Power Rangers is gay now? For those who don't know, what does GLAAD stand for? What is it, like, gay, lesbian?
Gay, lesbian.
Hold on, I pulled that up. Gay, lesbian. Oh, they don't have the thing. Wow, okay, so they don't tell us what it stands for when I type it in. Oh well. Basically it's a gay lesbian organization that, acknowledges people who make, queer media, which is cool. And Power Rangers got nominated for something. I'm like, damn it! Are you telling me I have to watch?
Is it like the new Power Rangers or something?
Yeah, it's like the latest Power Rangers series. And I'm just like, damn, are you really gonna make me fucking watch Power Rangers just cause, to make that my inner gay child happy? Like, is that what's happening? Cause I don't know if y'all know, but I love me some Power Rangers. Well, like, not now, but I think literally until I was like a teenager, I was watching Power Rangers.
I'm shocked they still give Power. I thought it was like done already. I didn't know they were still making spin-offs and stuff.
Hello. Power Rangers has been here before us, and it's gonna be here after we die.
Yeah, it's gonna be here for the next 100,000 years.
Period. They will never be done with it, ever. Additionally, Mamoru Hosoda's Bell anime film was awarded with an honorable mention for Best Animated Feature, which is cool. That movie, I feel like they did a special screening of it at Anime NYC.
It does sound familiar.
Yeah, they definitely did this special screening for it. I did not watch it because I was like, if it's not F go or something gay, I don't want it. But then I didn't know it was something gay, so oops.
Well, you missed
or this is my opportunity to catch up.
There you go.
And watch it. So if y'all looking for some queer shit, it seems like it's some sort of relationship between two women. So all you shoujo fans, get into it. Tap in. That's what I was gonna say. Plug in. Tap in.
Plug in.
Plug it in.
Jack in, Mega Man.
Something like that.
On my neck of the woods, there's no official news because all right, so this is my news. I went on an adventure looking for news about an Attack on Titan movie that allegedly was announced because I remember someone, maybe I just dreamed this, I don't know, but I swear either Savior or Orion or Sildor, somebody posted on Discord that there's an Attack on Titan movie.
If it's listen, this is going from Oni now, so don't come for me.
Listen, yeah, I don't know because I can't find it anywhere now. But somebody tagged me saying there was an Attack on Titan movie announced, and I swear we just talked about it during our live watch, and now I can't find any mention or article or anything about it. So I don't know. Allegedly, there may be an Attack on Titan movie after the final season part 2, which I would guess would wrap up the whole series. But yeah, take that with a grain of salt because I literally cannot find anything anywhere about it.
Yes,
and it just vanished from our Discord.
The key word is alleged. Alleged.
Maybe it was just a fever dream.
But you know what is not alleged? Our weekly reviews, because they're happening right now. And we are going to start off with, speaking of, we're going to start with Attack on Titan, final season part 2, episode 5.
Yes.
It feels good to, not make this my episode of the week.
Yeah, same. Especially because there was 2 other shows that really popped off this week, but we'll save it for that.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, so I think in this episode we look at Ymir's past.
Yeah. I don't know. All right, so I was gonna right off the bat say I had a couple issues with this episode.
Okay.
So, all right, things I liked about this episode. I liked giving backstory to the whole thing because it's like, all right, that was a good part of the lore that was missing that we understand now.
Mm-hmm.
I like that the little background story on why the walls are named Rosa, Sina, and Maria. That was nice.
Mm-hmm.
And why the Titans eat people. That was gross, but nice.
Yeah.
The things I didn't like that all right. I hate that everything was just done for convenience, I feel like there was a kind of a bunch of lazy cop-outs in the lore. Why is Ymir suddenly given this power by, I don't know, this alien-like creature in the middle of the fucking woods to turn her into a Titan? And also, why is she still subservient to the king?
That's the part
literally a Titan that doesn't have to listen to anyone.
That's the part I did not understand.
Yeah, it just kind of felt like, listen, don't think too hard about it. We just need these things to line up for the purposes of the story. So, I mean,
the whole
too convenient.
The whole tree thing. We don't know if they're going to be done explaining it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll go into more detail about it. It just seemed awfully convenient that she's running for her life and stumbles upon an alien snake thing.
the tree, the tree of life.
Yeah.
It's that same tree from Dragon Ball Z, right? Didn't they have a movie about some evil ass tree?
Yeah, Tree of Life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, it wasn't the Tree of Life. It was the Tree of Might.
Oh, sure.
That was a really good movie too. I miss those Dragon Ball Z movies.
So yeah, a big tree was there. That's my point. And she found it and she got her powers. I'm fine with that because it's like this is some supernatural shit. So
yeah, it's still a cop out. Like if you're gonna go that far in explaining the powers, at least I don't know, have a more plot, like a more detailed explanation.
Like, what, did you want to see like the aliens? Or...
No, I'd rather they just didn't talk about it at all, and just Ymir was just born with this power. That's it. Like it's one of those things where I am willing to suspend my disbelief for it, but now that you're trying to elaborate on it, it just didn't need to be elaborated on.
Yeah. Okay. I guess.
Yeah, it's just a digging too deep. I think I didn't need to know that part, and now that you tried to explain it, the explanation comes off as just really dumb. Unless they plan on coming back to it and explaining more, which they might, but for now it just seems like a plot convenience.
Oh, Honka had to get her powers. So I don't know. I'm fine with I'm fine with her having an origin story. Like shit happened. Like I'm fine with shit happens. You know, you could take that same concept and like you could say that about JoJo's. We still don't know. I don't think we still know our stand.
But that's the thing. Like I don't need to know. It just like either don't explain it at all and just I'll suspend my disbelief, or if you are going to bother explaining it, give a better explanation. Okay, but I fell into a tree and found those alien snake.
I mean, and as far as we're concerned, like everyone's having stands. It's not even like it's the way they took the explanations with it and just ran everywhere, like to the point where everyone just gets a stand if they get shot by some arrow or touched by some arrow tip.
Well, also I feel like there's a degree of difference between JoJo and Attack on Titan, where at least Attack on Titan tries to be more logically written.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like JoJo is still a good show regardless.
Yeah.
Even if it's like I feel like there's the explanation of how how stands exist are can be very flimsy and just very malleable for the sake of writing purposes. So that's why I'm
that wasn't my main concern. Yeah, my main concern is why is she just following the king's order?
That's where I have pause. That's where I had to pull the bus over and be like, wait, girl, you became a Titan. You like the first thing I was expecting her is to just kill them all. Like,
yeah, that's what I was expecting. Like, oh, she's just gonna turn around and kill the king, and nope.
Yeah. And then someone else is going to like. You know, I didn't even need her to be the ruler. I just needed, like, the original ruler, to be killed. And then, you know, I don't know, I guess someone could take her in, or someone could be like, I love you, and she can get Stockholm Syndrome by someone that makes more sense.
I mean, I don't mind the Stockholm Syndrome aspect if they just built it up to make more sense.
Yeah.
You know? Like, not just, like, she just has Stockholm Syndrome because, like, the king literally just tried to kill you, like, 15 minutes ago.
Right, and now you're serving him? Oh, okay. But yeah. So, damn, I was still taken aback how, like, gross it was. Like, just watching.
The cannibalization?
Yes, yes, the kids eating their mother.
Yeah, that king was kind of messed up.
Like, literally after she dies, she's like, yo, get up. You're not dead. You know, she just got lampooned through the chest to save him.
Although, that's another issue I have. Like, what happened to her Titan regeneration powers?
They don't happen like that if you're just in your human form, right?
Yeah, they do.
They do?
Yeah, you regenerate.
I haven't seen like a Titan get their ass beat like outside of a Titan.
Eren gets beaten up he tore his hand off getting off the cuffs this episode.
I mean, that was okay. Well, they're in like I don't know. I forget what that space is. They're in founding Titan land, so that
Also,
doesn't.
in the very first time he transformed to a Titan, he got eaten and like his arms got bitten off by a Titan before he transformed. And I think somebody was beheaded before they transformed. Wasn't Anyway, the point is that you can regenerate even in human form.
I feel like that at first that one doesn't count because he was like he transformed as he got eaten. I don't think he was like straight up just dead.
I guess maybe if you die before you can regenerate.
Yeah, I feel like the regenerative properties. Like,
I swear it was either Reiner or Berthold who got like their decapitated or blown up or something, and they were able to regenerate.
let me Google. I wanna Google this. Can Titan users generate when not transformed? I feel like
they definitely can. I just don't know if it's like if they could regenerate from a fatal injury or not.
Doesn't matter whether shifters are here. Yeah, okay. Apparently you are correct.
Attack on Titan plot hole. Maybe I should be writing the show.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe you just can't like regenerate from like a super excuse me, maybe they can't like super
That's the only thing, like maybe it's fatal, I guess, but I swear I could have seen somebody suffer fatal injuries in one of these seasons that just regenerated.
Yeah,
I don't know. Let us know in the comments.
Right.
Point us to the manga panel or something.
Yeah, maybe what happened was that she wasn't dead, but like she took a really, she took like a really bad injury to her chest. So it's like her regenerating was taking time. But instead of him just waiting for her to come back, he was just like, "Oh, she's dead. Let's just grind her up and serve her for dinner to her kids." Maybe, just maybe. But yeah. So, and I was talking to our friends when we were watching the the live watch, watching the episode together, and back to Eren being like a psychopath thing. Yeah, I'm like, yes, that is this episode, sure, because after he activates the rumbling, he's all like, yes, I want to kill everybody now, 'cause fuck this shit. And I can't. At this point, I can't blame him because he views.
Oh my god!
No, I'm not saying he's right. I'm not saying he's right. I'm not saying he's right. I'm not saying he's justified in wanting just a genocide of the entire world. But he did just go like he did just view the entire history of like all Titans. I think at this point, you could watch the whole. There can be people like Zeke who may have seen the whole history and is like, herder, we should just stop existing so that. I'm not gonna lie. I just think everything that's happened. If I had to pick between Eren and Zeke, I would still be on Eren's side. I'm like, Zeke, you're kind of a bitch. Like you're.
Well, if I have to pick between being stabbed in the leg and stabbed in the eye, I'd take being stabbed in the leg too.
Exactly, because it's like, well, I don't agree with with like extreme genocide. I'm definitely like not here to
like both sides are genocide. One just wants to genocide his side, and the other wants to genocide everyone else. These are both really bad options.
These are very bad options, but the point is, at least, like Eren's like, oh, so in the entire history of us existing, we've been manipulated and forced to do the biddings of people who aren't Titans. Cool. Let's not put ourselves in that position again and kill everyone who's not a Titan. The end. Which is a very simple A plus B equals C. Not that I agree with it, but I understand. Because that's what it was. Like, this whole series has just been Eldians being manipulated by non-Titans. The series. Into shitty living conditions. Into them killing each other. Into getting slaughtered. Like literally from the start. Like, I can, once you saw Ymir's history, it was like, so this is like the normal people's faults. Then let's just kill them so it'll never happen again. Don't agree with it, but I understand where he's coming from.
I understand where he's coming from in the same way, like, I understand what a crazy person is coming from. A violent, crazy person. I don't know. Like,
I don't know. I just love me a comeback story. I think that's what's wrong with me. It's just literally a series of just getting roped around by literally everyone, including technically himself.
See, this would be a lot more compelling to me if he didn't also set up the whole circumstance for him to be in the situation he's in right now. Because he's the one who convinced his dad to carry out the plan and everything. Like, he laid the groundwork for his own situation. So I can't even root for him and be like, yeah, he's overcoming the trial he put himself through because of his future actions.
I mean, but there's plenty of things, like,
he's roping himself around.
To an extent. Because there's plenty of things that he didn't ask or convince Marley to do, and Marley very much did it anyways. Like, yes, manipulating Grisha was a huge part of the story. It is not the only part of the story. There are many times where Marley did not have to be a bunch of, like, very paranoid racists and decide to, like, attack the walls. and kill the Eldians for no reason, but yet they chose to, and that had nothing to do with, you know, Eren. I'm not saying Eren's clean of responsibility, but he is definitely not responsible for all of it.
Listen, I know you're taking the Eren approach, maybe because I watched whatchamacallit, Tensai Ouji before this, but I still think the diplomatic approach could have won if you had somebody smart enough to actually handle diplomacy and politics. And apparently Eren is definitely not.
Marley is too, like, they're
but yeah, but like I said, Marley can only operate within what it can. Like,
it's like, as far as I'm concerned, it's almost like trying to say, yeah, we potentially could have used like a European country could use diplomacy to prevent, like, Germany from doing what it did in World War II.
I mean,
like, yeah, maybe in, like, no, yeah, like, maybe if they, okay, let me phrase that. If they tried doing diplomacy to prevent all that stuff at 1940, that point doesn't make any sense.
Well,
they're already doing what they're doing.
It would be the opposite because Germany would be the solo nation, right? So, like, all right, it's all contextual. All I'm saying is they have nukes. The Marley or the Eldians have the equivalent of nukes. Will the nukes buy them enough time? Well, I mean, will the nukes buy them eternal peace? No. Will it buy them enough time to make strategic negotiations with other countries and build up their own technology and all the other stuff they need to do, like they were doing? Yes.
Yeah, and
then eventually they would have the ability to compete with Marley on, like, a, you know, one-on-one level.
Yeah, and I mean, with the rumbling, I think that's already achieved. But my main point is that either way, they had to, just like with when America and U.S. swinging their dicks around and testing bombs, quote unquote testing bombs. They Eren had to do the rumbling like that. Like, that is not, you cannot hold off Marley long enough without using the rumbling. That I just don't think that's not, in my mind, that's not likely. That they're just
if you want to say the rumbling as, like, just a show of force, like a small rumbling, like just the outer
wall. I'm not saying I'm not saying they need to, like, attack or anything, but I'm like, they need to see Eren use the rumbling. Like they need to see it happen, and then they would. I think then that would work, and then that would give them some time. Then I can agree that they can do something. But yeah, I think that was like my main point. Like you can't. My point was like you can't hold them off with the threat of the rumbling.
That would still be a threat.
I mean that would be a threat. But you can't just say, oh, we're gonna do the rumbling. We're going like word of mouth was not enough. Like an actual show of force.
Fair enough.
Which probably would have to happen. It's funny because I'm just telling you what's happening now. Like basically, what would happen ideally would be Marley would try some shit, and then it's like, oh, we have to do the rumbling, and then Marley would eventually, of course, run away, and then Marley's like, well, we're kind of just waiting for a while till we think we can kill them with whatever, and then in the meantime they can just do. So yeah, so basically, like what's happening now. Minus Eren being like, let's kill everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
All I'm saying is mastermind this operation by somebody who isn't Eren and actually knows what he's doing.
I know. I think he's just I don't know. I people say it's like how I think he's just very angry at the world. I think this is literally just Kid Eren being finally getting what he wants, and he's just like, you know, I finally get that freedom I want, and I'm really angry about it, and I'm just gonna kill anyone who gets in my way. And then yeah, like this is yeah, like I feel like Eren, yeah, I feel like Eren now is kind of just backs, like, his way of thinking is literally just very, very close to how he was in season 1. More than any other season. More than any other season. Because he was just like, he was a broken record. Kill the Titans, kill the Titans, kill the Titans. And now it's become replaced Titans with, because now he knows that the Titans are not the bad guys. It's like, just kill everyone else. Like, yeah. I think he's, yeah, like I said, he's just very upset because everyone, including himself, was just roped around.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to be fair, he's put himself in a loop, so it's not like he was aware of what was happening until he got to this point where he's like, oh, it was me. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poor Eren. I mean,
yeah.
I can't help it. I don't know why. Yeah, like I said, it's
I
just want Eren to get his revenge. I wish he could just aim it at Marley though. Just wipe out Marley.
Like I wish there was like a side to root for, because I just don't like anyone in this show. Like, as great as Attack on Titan is in the writing, it's like the writing is backfiring because like, the characters are too nuanced, and I hate them all.
Well, except me,
the people who don't matter, like Mikasa and Peak.
Excuse me, I'm still rooting for Armin. Thank you very much.
Armin isn't gonna do shit. He's just gonna keep explaining what Eren is doing.
Listen, he still is doing the best he can. So he is okay. And
you
so
remember when Mikasa mattered?
Yeah, but to be fair, she mattered for like a long time.
Yeah.
She mattered for a long time. And then, you know, Connie and Jean,
they literally don't matter at all. They barely mattered at their peak.
Whatever. Rest in peace, Sasha.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think that's all I had to say about Attack on Titan.
Yep.
Let's move on to Demon Slayer, season 2, episode 10.
Which is half of my
I'm gonna split it as well.
God tier anime. This is literally the best looking episode of Demon Slayer.
Yeah, and I'm
even
really,
including the movie.
I
think this is
I
better
feel
than
like
the
I have to
movie.
watch the fight scene again because it was not looking that cute when you were sharing it on Discord, which I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I know this is supposed to look good. And so I was getting kind of mad. So
well, listen, this core couldn't handle the intensity of the fight.
Clearly not. I'm definitely going to watch the fight scene again. I feel like it was just gonna be so pretty.
Yeah, it was really pretty. So fluid too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Even at even though the quality dropped, I could still tell it was really good.
Yeah, I love the one thing I do love about Demon Slayer over like most other shonen. I think it does better than them is how brutal it is, and how good at showing how outmatched the protagonists are. Like it's like the anti Dragon Ball, you know? Like when you watch Dragon Ball Z and you're just like, oh yeah, Goku's always just gonna become strong enough to like overpower everybody and be God mode. When I watch Demon Slayer, even though none of the main characters die per se, I always feel like they're on the verge of dying and they're always getting super fucked up. And I'm like, oh my god, they're super weak compared to the people they're fighting.
Yeah.
It just feels way more brutal that way. Like there were so many times in this episode where I was just like, oh my god, Tanjiro, please stop. Just stop and accept death.
Right. Like, oh my, that's literally what this whole episode was. Just me thinking, oh shit, Tanjiro's gonna die.
Yeah. I was just like, no, please kill him now. Put him out of his misery.
Right. Because half this episode was just the demon, like, fucking with Tanjiro.
Uh-huh.
Like, oh my god, it's scene where he's just, like, talking. I'm like, maybe he's gonna talk and just, like, you know, he's gonna talk and, like, maybe kidnap the sister or something. And then just, like, in literal seconds, like, whoop, and then breaks his fingers.
Yeah, the slapping him around. And I like that the injuries stay. Like I said this before, but, like, Tanjiro still has to deal with the injury of his busted fingers the whole fight.
Yeah, and his shoulder. And his shoulder, other hand that he taped to his
and being stabbed through the jaw. That was gross.
Oh my god, that was like that scene where he's like trying to like hold on to dear life. Like, if I just breathe through it, I'll be fine. And then Usui's like, run away, and he's like, wait, and then they're like, but wait, there's more. Oh my god.
I don't know if that means that, all right, so because next week is the last episode of Demon Slayer, and it's gonna be like a special 45-minute episode. Was that the demon's like finishing move and like blowing himself up, or do you think he's just gonna come back live?
I think he's gonna come back for a bit somehow.
That'd be fucked up.
Because it's like what was happening for 45 minutes. It's gonna be 45 minutes of them wrapping it up.
That's what I mean. Like if a demon comes back or another demon shows up, I'm like, I have no idea how they're winning. Like, Uzui's gonna have to fight by himself, and he only has one hand. So
right. Oh, and it's so cool that he like randomly was like, "Yep, I was there bleeding to death on the floor with my no hand. I made up another technique that helps me dodge shit."
I liked Inosuke's, I'm able to move my organs around, also immune to poison.
Yep. I'm just like, I'm just raised in the wild life, so anything that's like nature occurring, I'm immune against.
Yeah. I have my anti-poison passive, so I am fine. And they brought up, I do like that they brought up like an interesting point, because I didn't even think about it, where it's like, oh yeah, Tanjiro's fighting a brother and demon, or a brother and sister who are demons. That could have been just like him and Nezuko if he had been turned instead of not being there. So I like that. That's an interesting, like, you know.
Ooh, that pissed me off when he like hesitated. I'm just like, you stupid bitch. Kill him. That's not you.
Although I would love to see a spinoff where Tanjiro does become a demon and him and Nezuko become like an upper ranked. That'd be really cool, actually. Damn. Man, somebody make that fanfic, or if the creator's watching, make that spinoff. I want to see Demon Slayer from the perspective of Tanjiro and Nezuko being demons and working for Muzan. And then overthrowing him.
Yes, and then accepting death ultimately, because they're like, no, Blah 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 blah
To
blah.
end at the Hashira or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that'd be an interesting premise.
Who would kill him?
Ooh, that's a good question. You know what? I would have to see more of the series, but it'd be interesting if they went through it and like one of his Hashira, like Rengoku, killed him or something.
Why haven't he
I
killed
feel
Rengoku?
like it'd be poetic. Or
Why Rengoku dies again?
Or what's his name? Inosuke and fuck, why am I drawing blonde? Zenitsu,
yeah, I kept forgetting his name too.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Like they went through different timelines, and maybe Inosuke and Zenitsu become Hashira, and they end up killing Tanjiro and Nezuko. Something tells me Demon Slayer writing isn't going to go that deep.
It won't.
But you know,
you can dream.
I wish it was. Ugh. I will dream. See, I love Demon Slayer, but I will say it is really, 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 really dependent on its fighting and its characters to carry it. It doesn't necessarily have the story or plot element.
Oh yeah, it's very extraordinarily linear.
Yeah, it's super simplistic. See, this is why I think nothing will ever match Soul Society. I keep going back to Soul Society, really but Soul Society, like I can point to individual shonen arcs and be like, oh yeah, this arc had the greatest animation and fighting I've ever seen in a shonen. But did it have excellent storytelling and like all this crazy plot twist like Soul Society arc? Nope. So, there's my dig at Demon Slayer for the podcast.
Duly noted. And with that being said, let's move on to Sono Bisque Doll episode 5.
The cosplay episode.
Huh?
The cosplay episode, finally.
Oof. First of all, yes, she's been redeemed. Well, she was never in the doghouse, but she's been redeemed because she decided to honor Gojo's efforts and actually go and do cosplay.
Yeah. And it was really adorable.
It was. My god, this episode. Woo! I think this episode has like the most ecchi. Easily.
Well, that's tough. The second episode had a lot of ecchi. Or was it the second or third? Whichever one where she was in his room.
That had a lot, but like this is like for those who are, I don't know, who are very much into sweat. This is it. This is for you guys.
Listen, I'm not into sweat, but even I was like, whew, this is getting hot. I started to sweat.
I've never seen so much titty sweat in my life. God damn.
There's going to be copious amounts of dojins about Gojo sucking up that titty sweat. Ugh. Guaranteed.
Sucking up the titty sweat off that prosthetic boob.
Damn, I wish I could make that this episode title, but YouTube would not.
What? Titty sweat?
It would made it titty sweat. Fuck it, I'm doing
Wait,
it.
I'm like, can we spell it like TIDDAA? Like today sweat?
I was gonna do exclamation mark instead of an I.
Sure, let's go for that.
YouTube is easy to trick. Don't worry. Stupid dumb algorithm. We're superior human brains.
Yes.
But yeah, no, it was a really cute scenes in this episode.
Yeah, and just watching everyone do cosplay, it just took me back to anime NYC.
Yes, I had such huge this is why I like the show because I can relate to it so hard. So like I'm like, yes, this literally just took me back to going to Otakon and Anime NYC, and I was like, it made me actually think like, oh wait, are the tickets on sale yet? It was like subliminal messaging for me to go buy tickets to anime convention.
Basically. Let's see. Oh, and of course, lead up to Marin to also kind of fuck it up. Like, sometimes I'm wondering, I'm like, girl, you like cosplay, but do you know anything about cosplay?
She's like, I'm hot. The bra things.
Like, she's like, oh yeah, I put on 2 bras because I wanted to be busty like Shizuku. Even though it's so hot now, I can't even move, and it's so tight. I'm like, girl, what? What? I don't know. You think You think the double breastplate would have kept her warm online last year?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have to worry about the cold
Yes,
weather.
no sweat.
I like that she went full dedication and put the tally marks on her thigh at the end.
Oh yeah, when the lady snapped the picture and she was just like, "Oh God, I'm so like," she's trying to apologize for that for thinking like a upskirt shot, Jesus, and what Martin was like, "Yo, oh, I didn't look at the camera. Oh no," and they're like, "That was your problem with the shot." That's why we saw your whole panties.
Well, she was wearing shorts, so it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
I like seeing her cute side too at the end, where she got all embarrassed because Gojo called her cute or pretty, or what did you say, beautiful?
Yeah, that was really cute. Also, that one moment where she's like takes the time after she's done like posing with like this one girl, and she like takes that time. She's just like looking for Gojo. Like, oh my god, that animation like almost like boiled my eyes because it was so bright and pretty.
Yeah, it's just like they really went hard on that one.
Like, and then her running, and she's like, like, oh god, so fucking pretty. Jesus.
This, like I said, this show looked really, really pretty. It has a unique art style I really appreciate. And I like the color palette. I like all the different types of colors that they use. Marin is always adorable in like every scene. It's just a fun show. I like that it's so wholesome and I don't have to deal with drama or dumb stuff happening. I can just enjoy it, enjoy the cuteness, enjoy the wholesomeness.
Yeah, agreed. It's a really it's a really nice anime to watch. Also, Gojo must be protected.
Yeah, he's too pure.
He really is pure tall baby. Okay, let us move on to Sasaki to Miyano, episode 5. Yes, episode 5. So, loving the progression in this series so far. Sasaki is like, "Hey, hello, did you hear me? I said I like you." And I'm just like, "Oh my god, it's only episode 5. It's not episode 10 or 11." And then he was like it was very cool confession. And furthermore, he was like, "You know what? Think about it. Just think about it." And I'm like, "Oh,
just think about it."
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, that was very cool. And as usual, the imagery is just like overkill. Once again, just like with Sono Vistal, I too appreciate this palette. Everything is just very bright and fluffy. Like those damn pretty ass flowers. It's like for the first time, I've never seen an anime like this where they had like all that like animation with the flowers and colors. And my mind didn't go somewhere like, oh no, something bad's about to happen. Because usually when I see that, that's when a witch appeared and Madoka and her friends have to kill it.
Yeah. It's almost like surprising me that it's done by Dean.
Right. Even a even bigger surprise. The background music for the conversation, or like when they talked about it again, is nice. I really like that guitar. Like it just felt like a very old school feel. I could super relate to Miyano being insecure about his face. You know, he was like, oh, like worrying about it being like too feminine because at a time where I could not shave, I had the cheekbones, I had the skinny face. I also did not have the most masculine face, so I understand where he's coming from 100%. I feel like if I shaved and I don't know, maybe knew how to do makeup, I'm pretty sure I could be a pretty decent looking drag queen.
Try it.
But no, that's so much work. I don't want to shave. No, boo, hiss. Shout out to Hirano, the blonde dude, for actually being a good wingman. I guess I can learn a lesson or two.
I would say take notes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he was able to do it because it didn't involve salsa, but neither here nor there. Also, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of liked Hirano a lot this episode, only because the scene where he's at the, what was it? The student council meeting. Where he's just like, oh, they're talking about like why, certain penalties, there's certain penalties for like, I don't know, dyeing your hair, or why the penalties aren't as harsh. And he was basically just like, oh, because I like dyeing my hair. He's like, I like dyeing my hair. And they're like, oh, but what happened? But, what about, time you dyed it black? Can you just dye it back to black again? And he's like, yeah, but that was just for, like, school pictures and stuff. I wanted blonde all the time. Yes, even for tests. He's like, I could dye it black or spray paint it black, but, that doesn't work out for me. So, you know what? It's whatever. And then they're like, oh, why you dye it to begin with? And he's like, because it's cool.
Do you need any more of a reason?
Yeah, I was like, that scene made me chuckle a bit, because he was very transparent with his abuse of power, so I can respect it.
You can respect his abuse of power.
Yeah, because it was funny. He was being honest. I can respect the honesty.
Fair enough.
Yes. You were just like, I don't care about blonde hair because I don't care about rules about dyed hair because my hair's dyed. The end. Yeah, overall, it was a pretty nice episode. Pretty cute.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Indeed. All right. Let's move on to Princess Connect Redive Season 2, Episode 4, which is my other episode of the week.
Same. It's only Episode 4 because this was a pretty big episode.
Jeez Louise.
First off, if it wasn't for Demon Slayer, this would have been the prettiest anime this week.
Period.
Prettiest animation.
Period. And you know what I loved about it? You know what it reminded me of? Like, the fight scene reminded me of?
What?
It kind of reminded me of, and I don't know why, it reminded me of Tarzan. Like, the first time I saw Tarzan.
Tarzan? The Disney movie?
Yes, because just the animation of, like, that fluid Tarzan, him sliding, jumping on vines. Like, just nonstop panning, switching angles. That's literally what this fight felt like.
Well, it makes sense because the clan that they were with is like the Beast Girl clan, and they're all like wild, crazy jungle like.
Exactly. Especially, like everyone's just fluidly just like jumping and then sliding and slashing. Like there's just constant everyone just moving really fast.
I like that there was so much motion and like constantly like everyone just doing something at all points, and then the camera would like pan around and stuff. It was really nice.
Except for Carol. Like, even in a serious moment, they still take time out to shit on Carol. Like, everyone's like shining. You just see the one laser beam, and the Carol just goes flying. I was like, God damn, she can't get a break.
Rip. Nope. Oof. I'm glad that they picked this episode to introduce these characters because this was my favorite. Cast of or my favorite clan from the game, the all the dog girls. So I'm glad they got this episode to shine in.
Yeah.
We got a lot of plot stuff. The episode opened up with like a major plot point reveal.
Yeah, just I guess a memory of him fighting the perceived empress, whoever she is, guessing from like
But
another life.
He was also fighting with Pecorine
Mhm.
on his side, so she knows who he is before he lost his memories. And I didn't recognize the other ones. But
Well, one of them was the girl who can like I don't know, like Miss Matrix.
yeah, the Matrix girl.
Yeah, I
And
didn't recognize the other one.
yeah, so I'm thinking that what was my also there was the whole plot point of the shadow that looked like the other girl, and they're trying to take her in and teach her and stuff.
Yeah,
But she doesn't have any memories. So my theory, and I didn't play through the whole game, so I don't know if this is right or not. My theory is Yuki is a shadow of the original hero Yuki, and that's why he doesn't have his memories and why he's so like simple-minded, just like the shadow in this episode was. Maybe.
They do see similar.
That's my favorite. They are very similar, yeah. Like they're very simplistic and they don't know what's going on and they have to be taught everything.
But the interesting thing is, they heavily imply that Yuki was like somehow was involved with her creation. Like Shadow came to be after Yuki used his power on her.
That's true.
On Kasumi. So you know, definitely don't know what's going on with that and how it's related. Or how with the power the Shadow was able to transform into a Kasumi clone.
A lot of possibilities. It left off on a cliffhanger with Pecorine being transported to the Empress's throne room.
I was like,
I had to rewind it because I was like, wait, what happened?
I didn't even see. I'm like, oh, she just like ran out of energy.
Yeah,
and she's like, and then I start hearing the voice, and it says in Pecorine. I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, cause girl, I know you can eat like you can eat a whole McDonald's, and I still don't think you can be a home girl.
Yeah. I'm curious to see where it goes from here because there's still a lot of episodes. I think it's like a 12 episode. Yeah, we're only like a fourth of the way through the season, and we're already popping off like this. I don't know how it's gonna go from here on.
Yeah, me neither. But yeah, it's crazy. Also, that girl Meta, I just call her Meta. Meta, like the Facebook.
Oh, the pink-haired girl.
What?
The pink-haired one.
Yeah.
She was my first gacha role when I played.
Oh wow.
The JP version, yeah.
Yeah, so she's trapped inside the golem, and she also knows Yuki from another life, and they claim that she's one of the 7 crowns.
So she was also probably involved in that fight in the beginning.
You know, I wonder is Pecorine one of the 7 crowns? Question mark.
Well, she is a princess.
Exactly. That's like it kind of makes sense if she was. I'm like, is Yuki one of the 7 crowns? Question mark.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, we shall see.
I'm glad that they're actually taking off with the story, though. As much as I like the comedy, I am also intrigued by the plot development in the show.
Yeah, agreed. All right, let's move on to Tensai Ouji. Alright, I say the whole name. Tensai Ouji no Kaiji Koka Saisei Jutsu episode 4. Yes. Wow, what an episode. Yeah.
This episode was a bunch of talking that ultimately led to nothing. 90% of this episode was irrelevant.
But that's the gag. That's how it is.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's funny.
It's amazing. Like so much confusion for none of it to matter.
Yeah, I had stopped this episode several times, and rewind it just to like catch what everyone is. This is one of those shows where if you miss a single line of dialogue, you're just thrown off course. You have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
So
and I think I might be in that in that category.
I'm definitely in that category.
Because I'm definitely there. I'm like, because I just like things to be simplified for me. So I'm just like, okay, so 3 brothers fighting over the throne. The alliance of nations are like, I think they're rising up to fight the empire.
Yeah, there's like a revolt. Planned. I get that they're arming all the sides of the
all
revolt.
brother. Oh yeah, or are they just citing? I thought they were citing the. They were selling weapons to all 3 factions, like that belong to each brother, so that they could distract them.
So they could destroy the bolt. Yeah.
From the pending revolt.
Yeah, and fuck. My issue is I don't know the geography. Like I need to see a map. Like they keep showing the geography, but I don't know where everything is relative to each other.
I mean, the empire's in like the southwest, and then there's like not southwest. Sorry, southeast. Like all the way in the corner, and then they're surrounded by like the alliance the alliance allied countries. And then in the northwest of the allied countries is Natra. Like Natra's like kind of in like the center top of like the whole map. And then like there's like the whole west side. I don't really know much about.
Yeah.
Listen, I listen. That's what I can give you.
Listen, the one thing I can appreciate the shows. I can appreciate the fact that even if I don't know everything that's going on, I can appreciate it because I know enough.
Yeah.
To catch what's happening, and I know enough to know that none of it mattered because everyone's plans went to shit as soon as the guy killed himself.
Period. Like it was such an interesting, and I like the concept of the dinner where it was like they're working together but also working against each other.
Because he doesn't want to get involved in it, and she's trying to drag him into it.
Exactly. But he wants. But they both want them to get married. They both want her to get married.
And the stupid prince is just like, first off, the character wins the duel by mistake.
Totally on accident. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. They get mad at him for winning. He's like, I didn't mean to.
Right?
I didn't mean to.
No, I didn't mean to win. He's like, no, why did you win?
I like that the show just casually kills people too. Like they keep doing this every episode where somebody just dies, but they'll die brutally, but it'll just be a casual thing. Exactly. Like the guy just flies out the window and dies.
And they're just like, and I didn't think they would kill him. I thought they would just be like, oh, he's just knocked out. But she was like,
yeah, me too.
And it was like, yeah, so he's like dead. I was like,
woo!
Bueno.
He's like, this kind of looks like an assassination attempt.
Like, damn. And then of course that's exactly how the Marquise of Antigal took it and was like, well, clearly they probably teamed up and killed my son.
Yeah.
So I guess we're gonna invade.
Go to war.
Yeah, we're gonna invade. What was it? Was it Nat? I just said the name of the country and I forgot it just as quickly.
I think it's Narita. It's either Narita or Natria.
I feel like the second one sounds right.
Natria.
Girl, you couldn't put the name of the country.
No.
In the description. Boo.
Nope.
Yeah, it feels like it's Natra, something like that.
Yeah, but they're gonna invade, and apparently, their plan is to just get the leader to admit his revolt, the plan for the revolt, which I guess they can use as blackmail.
Because if they don't time it right, then the whole revolution could just go to shit because you know the brothers will be like, you know, unfortunately they're not listening to their sister, but they'll listen to proof.
Yeah, they'll listen to that evidence.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of I appreciate the comedy mixed in with the political talk just to make it interesting. Like this is my problem. This was I think where we got bored with Realist Hero because it didn't have this element of comedy to it. So it just got really boring really quickly at certain points. But this one keeps everything fast paced and it mixes in a lot of comedy and good character development. So it's just entertaining to watch.
Agreed. So yeah, I can't. Yeah, they're really good with the comedy. Which it's keeping me around.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, can't wait to see what happens next week. Let's move on to our final episode of our weekly reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Kaiju Kaihatsubu no Kuroitsu-san, episode 4. Man, I'm really disappointed they did not bring back my girls.
I mean, they're side characters, so I'm not expecting them to be there every episode. But I liked what we did get. I liked the vampire chick.
I liked her too. It took a while. Took a while to get there. They were just like, oh my god, we need some more capabilities, and they had some cute moments where she kind of did the whole tentacle thing to them. And then the whole idol thing. First of all, I want you to know Camila is me when I meet Boa. Like at first I was like, oh, that's so silly. Wow, she's crying over these idols, and I'm just like, wait. I'm going to be
exactly.
I'm going to be I will sob when I see her. I will sob. What? And she does like a power ballad. I will be a wreck. I'll be in tears. I need someone to come with me just for emotional support. I don't think I can go by myself. Like, yeah, no. So I understand Camila.
I liked her. I liked the trick that Kuritu played on her even more with the getting her tears for the DNA.
Yeah.
For her cells. That was kind of fucked up. Manipulated her.
That was great. That was great. You just see her face like, heh, like.
I've succeeded. My plan is done.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. The second half was also pretty good. I like the cast. I just like the setting. I like that they focused on Wolf and the leader of the organization,
Akashi.
Also very brutal that she fucking murdered.
She obliterated. She said, "Say no, pow." I mean, I guess it makes sense that she's like got like powerful if she's the head.
Yeah, the girl that they say was traumatized. Like,
yeah, you knew that. Yeah, she's just like her eyes are like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She just bumped into somebody with a balloon, and next thing you know, he turned into a fucking crocodile and exploded.
Oh, they censored out his gray matter ?
Yeah. I like how they had to rebuild him because they did it would cause problems.
Exactly.
Like, what did he look like?
It was like, I don't know. Like, I love how they loop back to the joke about that he can't design anything. He's like, oh, he has like what, like 5 crocodile heads. That was funny. And the whole thing with poor Mizuki getting back into being a grunt at the end.
She has, I like that. I appreciate her little side story of her getting roped in constantly and guarding like it.
Yeah. I don't know. I like it was a cute episode. I just man, I just need it to be like last week's. I need to be like.
I'm telling you, I expect the Magical Girls to be back, but it's gonna
like,
be like.
I'm not even saying I want them. I mean, I do want them back. But I need it to be like that level. And I feel like this episode was not that level. Like it's like we're going back to episode 3. We're just like, I guess, haha. That's how I feel. yeah,
Fair enough.
Hopefully next week they can step it up. Step your pussy up. This is actually a pretty good week, despite what I just said. Like, you know, I love the middle part because that's when you see which anime is gonna be good and which one is not. So we are done with our weekly reviews. I don't have anything planned for the filler arc because your boy's tired. So with that being said, Oni, what is our waifu war looking like this week?
This week, let's go a bit easy. How about Eris versus Roxy from Mushoku Tensei?
Eris, hello.
Listen, I know your immediate reaction is going to be Eris.
Like, hello? Listen, you mean the queen bee,
listen,
the goddess?
You have
of
to
the
consider.
Show? There's nothing.
You have to consider.
Really not much to consider.
You have to consider that Eris seems like the perfect choice at first, but she is also really dumb and almost illiterate.
That's okay. She'll keep me safe.
She also has an incredibly small, like, triggered temper. She will just beat the shit out of you for no reason sometimes.
Nah, not me, because she loves me.
No. Now you sounded like how I was with Toga last week. Like, no, she would never do that.
No. Toga's a fucking Toga was literally psychotic. No. This girl just has an anger problem.
Eris is only a couple of rings removed from Toga, right?
No, she's just very angry. That's it.
I would normally listen. Eris is my favorite from the show, but in terms of who I'd marry and want as a wife, I'm gonna have to go with Roxy on that one.
I get it.
But Roxy's just.
And I feel like especially after the last episode, I guess guys would also have a legitimate fear of her just disappearing into the night.
Yeah, do I want my girl just running away?
Listen,
you know what? This is perfect. The perfect example of this is, maybe this was done on purpose. Paul, right? Paul had to choose, I'm guessing, he had Ghislaine in his party, but he also had his wife Zenith. Is Ghislaine way hotter and more badass than Zenith? Yes, but Zenith is probably the better wife. That's how I feel the Roxy Eris dichotomy exists, with Eris being equivalent to Ghislaine and Roxy being Zenith.
That's actually a really good example.
Yeah, that's why I said, man, this example's so good. It might actually have been intentional by the story.
Oh.
Maybe that's the parallel.
I mean,
maybe it's not an accident that Eris is training with Ghislaine.
I mean, am I still picking Eris? Absolutely. I'm not. I feel like you guys just want a wife in a more traditional sense, and I'm like,
yeah, I want a more traditional wife that also is not as violent.
I'm like, hey, homegirl, listen, she's the kind of wife I don't have to You want to protect me? Oh, go ahead, do your work, babe. I'll have your dinner for you. I have the house clean. You're gonna keep me safe, and you're gonna keep our family safe, and that's okay. she's just a working wife who's the breadwinner, and I'm okay with that.
Normally, I prefer a more tomboyish wife, but in this case, I do have to defer to the traditional Roxy wife over Eris. Because I just feel like even though Eris is tomboyish, she's just there'd be too many minor things that come up in our relationship that would get in the way and cause things to be rocky. Like her anger problem and her illiteracy. And her tendency to run off.
Listen, nothing a couple of GED classes can't cure. and anger, I don't, if she's my wife,
she could take a
I don't think
class right after anger management.
I don't think she's the kind of person to like strike out and actually hurt people unless they're doing something to piss her off to begin with. Like she would never hit me because I'm not going to get to that point where I'm just like, nah, fuck you, Eris. Like,
I don't think you'd have to get to that point. Because she would just slap. Alright, she wouldn't beat you up, but she'd probably slap you if you angered her or something. Well, it wouldn't be a slap.
No, I think at this point she's matured enough to not just always want to fight people, like, or not. Sorry, let me phrase that. Not always fight people.
I'll give her credit because if she really likes you and she gets like super attached to you and clingy, that's kind of cute.
Like,
she doesn't attack
exactly.
You.
Like she never, like she would never think to like. I was gonna say she would never think to hurt Rudy, but after the last episode, she hurt Rudy the most.
Exactly.
She would never hurt Rudy physically. Woo!
Just emotionally.
Oh my god. Well, you know what? That's a risk I am willing to take. Listen, I'm assuming I'm her wife after she lost her parents, so as far as I'm concerned, thanks Rudy for taking the bullet. I'll invite you to our wedding anniversary or something. But yeah, listeners, let us know who would you pick. Would you pick traditional housewife Roxy, or would you want to live wild and dangerous like Eris?
Would you want to be constantly emotionally abused?
Oh my god, you're doing you're doing the most. You are.
By the way, so Eris is still best girl. Anyway,
what?
I said Eris is still best girl. I love her. Either way, guys, if you enjoyed this episode of the G&A podcast, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you catch the G&A podcast, Waifu Wars. I swear I'll get it right one day.
I'm so tired. I almost like I didn't even. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, if you enjoyed this episode of Waifu Wars, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you catch all episodes as they come out. If you haven't already, do follow us over on Twitter, follow us on Twitch, and join the party over on our Discord. All linked in the description down below. You can even become a patron and support us like all these lovely people on screen right now. Drew, do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, because as you can hear, the fire trucks are coming to rescue me from my immense exhaustion.
Well, I hope they come quickly. Until next time, this has been Sobroni, and
we'll
catch y'all later. Later.
Bye.